Welcome to this week's vlog. And at the start of the week, we were very much focused on the fallout from the closure of the Sustainable Farming Scheme, the impact that it will have on those members that haven't been able to get into the scheme yet, haven't been able to replace that lost BPS income. There was a huge level of frustration around the table, the lack of fairness, the lack of transparency about how these decisions were made, the fact that we didn't know what the budget had been set at, and so we were nearing that cap. And I don't think that the recognition from the minister was there as to the impact that this is going to have on those farms that aren't yet part of the scheme. So we continue to work on that with DEFRA. Alongside this, we're also fighting for the future of DEFRA's budget, the agricultural budget, which was guaranteed for the 25-26 financial year, but there's nothing after that. We've always had a multi-annual budget, and we desperately need to secure that now so that we can understand what the future of the sustainable farming incentive might look like when we get to the other side of the comprehensive spending review. So we're working with all of the environmental NGOs. It's fair to say they are incredibly frustrated about the way that the scheme has been shut with absolutely no warning. And trying to secure that agricultural budget is absolutely essential for the viability of farming businesses and the ability to deliver for the environment. So that work is ongoing with them. I'm now going to hand over to David, who's going to talk about the National Action Plan and a bit more about the SFI.
Hello from Westons, and isn't it great to have spring truly here? It's been a busy week representing members. On Tuesday, we had the emergency banking roundtable, and there was a clear message from the UK agricultural banks. With the sudden closure of SFI last week and the creation of so many haves and have-nots, many will be largely unaffected, but for those that are, they welcome a conversation if you have concerns about your borrowing. On Wednesday, we had the SFI webinar, and this was a chance for you, our members, to hear about the latest about what's happening with the sudden closure of SFI, what the NFU's doing to fight for those of you that had started an application but hadn't had a chance to submit by last Tuesday, and also what to expect in the coming weeks and months as we move towards the development of a new SFI. Look out for more webinars to keep you up to date. Finally, today we had the publication of the National Action Plan from the government. This is the government's framework for pesticide use in the future, and it does have the 10% target for the reduction of risk from the use of pesticides by 2030. This reflects a long-standing reduction in the risk of use of pesticides, but we had some clear messages for Minister Hardy when we met her at the launch. We do not expect to see the reduction in the production of food in the UK as a result of this. We must maintain or increase food production. We welcome the commitment to earned recognition in the plan, and that's just about reducing the audit burden for farmers in the UK. And finally, we made clear we must have a timely and efficient pesticides approval plan. Plant protection products are a vital part of growing food in the UK, and we must have access to a wide range of them if we're going to be competitive, efficient at producing food here.
I've really enjoyed catching up with members at a few events this week, the East of England Agricultural Lecture at Shuttleworth, and then the Open Field AGM. And that member engagement is so important, just to make sure that you fully recognise that we understand the issues, and that direct engagement is something which is important to all of us as office holders. Thank you very much for listening to this week's vlog, and we'll keep you updated next week.